I choked my son until he stopped moving. I wrapped both hands around my 16-year-old son's throat and squeezed until his face turned purple. He clawed at my arms so hard he tore the skin off in ribbons. Mom, he choked out. Mom, please stop. I didn't let go. He kicked and thrashed and sent the kitchen table crashing into the wall. I can't, he gasped, and then nothing came out at all. I still didn't let go. His body started jerking and then his arms dropped and his eyes rolled back into his head. I held on for 3 more seconds to make sure. Then I released him and his head cracked against the tile. I screamed for someone to call 911. My husband came running in and found me kneeling over our unconscious son. What did you do to him? He screamed. He threw me off and I hit the cabinet hard. He's not breathing. You killed him. He started CPR. I moved toward them and he looked up at me with pure hatred. If you take one more step toward him, I swear I'll kill you with my bare hands. The paramedics had to physically pull my husband off our son so they could work on him. One of them looked at the purple handprints on his throat and turned to stare at me. You did this to him? A cop grabbed me and slammed me into the counter so hard I felt my ribs crack. Hands behind your back. Now. My husband was pointing at me and screaming. She murdered him. I walked in and saw her strangling our son. He slid down the wall sobbing. His face was blue. My boy's face was blue and she just wouldn't let go. The cop dragged me past the stretcher and I saw my son laying there, extremely still. Is he alive? I asked. The paramedic looked at me like I was the scum of the earth. Barely. You're lucky you're not catching a murder charge tonight. My husband followed us to the door. I hope you die in prison, he screamed. I hope they do to you exactly what you did to him every single day. At the station, the detective slid photos across the table. My son's neck covered in bruises. My son's face dotted with burst blood vessels. Your kid woke up an hour ago, he said. The first thing he asked was if we would keep you away from him. He tapped the photo hard. He says he was doing his homework when his mother walked up and tried to kill him for no reason. He says he begged you to stop, and you smiled down at him while you squeezed. The detective leaned across the table until his face was inches from mine. Do you want to explain all of that to me? I stared at the wall and shook my head. I want a lawyer. She came a week later and slid a folder across the table. Your daughter had to get 12 stitches in her stomach, she said. She told the police she fell, but it was obviously a stab wound. I closed my eyes. Your son has no memory of the hour before you choked him. The doctors also diagnosed him with schizophrenia. She studied my face. Tell me what really happened before your husband walked in. I told her my son came into the kitchen and grabbed the biggest knife we had. His eyes were dead, I said, like he wasn't there anymore. I told her he walked up to his sister while she was doing homework and stabbed her in the stomach without a word. She fell off the chair screaming and he just stood there watching her bleed. I told her I tried to grab him and he threw me across the room like I weighed nothing. Then he started walking back toward her with a knife still in his hand. She was crawling away crying for me and he raised the knife over his head to finish her. My voice broke. I got behind him and wrapped my hands around his neck because nothing else would stop him. I held on until the knife hit the floor. My husband only saw the end. My daughter told the police everything and doctors confirmed the psychotic break, so the prosecutor dropped all charges. My son is stable on medication now and doesn't remember that night. I never told him the truth. I'll carry it for him.